I wish to promote you, Mr. Presley. Are you ready to fly?
I'm ready. Ready to fly.
Well, hello, sexy monkeys. Welcome back to SkyGeneYouTube Experience. I'm Ben. I just got done watching Elvis maybe an hour ago, and overall, first impression wasn't bad, but it didn't blow my mind. But it was a great storytelling. Like, I've never really seen this. Reminds me of James Gunn, the way James Gunn can take a story with different like timelines, and he can just like weave it in and out throughout the movie. So this is not a traditional storytelling movie. I've never seen it like this any other movie before. The way he went about the whole movie, it was just like it was really hard to explain, but he was just all over the place, but it was perfectly done. And I really enjoyed how he made this story. At first, when you start the movie off, you realize very quickly this is going to be through Colonel Parker's eyes, through his point of view, he's like the narrator in this movie. That caught me off guard a little bit because this really put a lot of screen time on Colonel Parker, especially his relationship with Elvis. But they definitely didn't shy away from anything. They really told you every single detail, negative and bad. Well, that's the same thing. Negative or good about Colonel Parker. They did not shy away. They showed everything about that. Throughout this movie, you're seeing every single timeline of Elvis from where, pretty much when he was less than 10 years old, all the way up to his death, and everything in between. And it's a normal movie would start out, and they just, throughout the movie, they just get older and older. But in this movie, is like I said, he's old and he's young, middle, old, young, middle. It's just all over the place. I love, again, how he does that. They do bring up Jesse, his twin brother that passed away when he was born. I love how they bring him up. They bring him up in a few ways. I won't say how, but the way they do it, it really almost want to make you shed a tear. There was it was the very end that would have almost got me to cry. Almost. It's when they start doing the real Elvis videos, pictures. It starts with him in the Unchained Melody, one of the very last almost recordings of him on stage. It was just, that moment almost got me going. But Priscilla, they really, man, the actress that played Priscilla, Austin Butler is known for how great he looks like Elvis, and the way he looks like Elvis, sounds like Elvis, he danced like Elvis. But Priscilla, I thought they did a fantastic job also. Again, a great character. Get a great actress for Priscilla. They really talk about the details of what Elvis was. For example, when they first see Elvis, they show him how shy he was. He talks about love of karate, and his main dream of all dreams is to be a serious actor. They absolutely did not shy away from him wanting to go overseas and to have concerts worldwide, but they really hit a home run with Colonel Parker being the reason why they didn't do a world tour. And they get into the details, reason why, and I'm not going to spoil it for you guys if you haven't known, but I'll let you guys discover that. But they show you why Elvis never left the United States of America, because that's like one of the biggest things Elvis wanted to do. He's like, I want to go Japan, Germany, Europe, I want to go everywhere, but he never did, not once. I'm glad they didn't have any of Elvis's girlfriends, after Priscilla. They showed Elvis, with the side chick here and there, but nothing like, it was really focused on Priscilla. Even after when Priscilla divorced, they still had a really beautiful moments, but they never showed Elvis with, his other girlfriends. So I'm glad they just put that to the side. I'm glad they did. I did learn something, for example, the 68 special. I absolutely love the 68 special. That was actually supposed to be a Christmas theme, like Christmas sweater, Christmas songs, Christmas this, Christmas theme. That was what the studio wants, and that's what Parker wants. But Elvis was like, you know what? I don't want any of this. So there's some producers that were part of the studio. They made up what you saw the 68 special was like. They were just about to go on set, and then they changed the camera angle to where Elvis was, and Elvis would just sing, and they would just not tell him to stop. So all the stuff you saw, especially that very last one with the red bulb lights, and he's in the white suit, that was not supposed to happen, but Elvis is like, screw it, I'm going to do this. And it turned out to be one of the best performances of all time for Elvis. I didn't realize how much B.B. King really had an inspiration for Elvis. Elvis really loved B.B. King because, in Memphis, that's where the blues on Beale Street, that's where he got his love for the blues. And you really see in his performance, and B.B. King was a big inspiration. And there's about 3 scenes, maybe 4 scenes with Elvis and B.B. King throughout this movie. Great scenes. His time in Germany, I'm glad they kept that at minimum. Really, the only thing you see in Germany is him going to Germany just to, straighten up his character for the America image, and also meeting Priscilla, like their first time almost meeting. That was really sweet, beautiful, like their first kiss. And then that was it. I'm glad they kept that short. I really did. Throughout the movie, Colonel Parker is really portrayed as business, 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 money, 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 because he's in huge debt with Vegas, and that's why Elvis was with Vegas like his last 5 or 6 years, because Parker just got this great deal contract which gave Elvis a good chunk of change, but for Colonel Parker it also canceled his debts and gave him unlimited credit, because we all know Colonel Parker has a huge gambling issues, and that just led to his downfall to the point where he was staying at the hotel, and all he had to do was be the bellboy or the guy at the front, the greeter, a door greeter. What do you call those fucking people? Kind of like a Walmart greeter, but a nice hotel. That was it, just because he has stories to tell about Elvis. But I really wish, the only thing I did not like about this movie was they put way too much on Colonel Parker. Way too much. They needed to back off on Colonel Parker. I'm glad they show him the honest truth and how a lot of us really don't like him. Yeah, he was a great businessman, but personally, he was just a fucking dumbass, dude. Elvis, I didn't realize that Elvis actually tried to fire him several times, but Parker would come up with a clever way of like, yeah, if you want to fire me, but you got to pay me $8 million, and you're broke, by the way. It's like, you motherfucker, Parker, dude. So no, I'm not a fan of Parker, and if you are, fine, whatever, I respect your opinion, but personally, he can suck a dick. I can't stand him. But yeah, overall though, I guess they did bring up the mess in the pills. The honest truth about Elvis just not being there because the pills just fucked him up. Because in Elvis, his mindset was, well, if it's prescribed by a doctor, then it's not a drug. It's a prescribed by a doctor. But what doctor is going to tell Elvis Presley no? Every doctor's like, hey, I'm Elvis Presley's doctor. They're going to use that no matter what. Plus, he'll find another doctor that'll give him pills. But they did bring that in there. And the death part, they kept that minimum. It wasn't a big, crazy, but the very end, like I said, they started talking about Elvis's videos and his pictures. Like, they showed actual videos of Elvis. It was just, that part almost got me going. But overall, it was a great movie. It really was. And I'm struggling between a 7.5 and 8 out of 10. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It might go down later to like a 7.8, but right now I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for a SkyGene score. Mainly because there's the way the story was told. It wasn't just, one age, he gets older, he dies. It was all over the place, and they got a lot of Elvis into the movie, which I was really surprised about. So that really shocked me, how they got a lot in there, and it was the truth. Even, it might be really hard to watch some of this, but it's the truth, and that was what this movie was meant to be. So I don't think there's going to be a better Elvis movie than this. Maybe if they did like an Elvis and they focus on like a time period, and they could maybe hit a home run. But this is for young, starting out to his death. I don't see another movie being better than this. So that's why overall I'll give this an 8 out of 10 for a SkyGene score. Alright, you Elvis fans out there, I'm curious what you guys thought about this movie. Was this something you were hoping for? Is this the best Elvis movie ever out there? Because I know there's that one with Kurt Russell. It's like Graceland something, 3000, Graceland something. Some people might like that. But yeah, if you're an Elvis fan out there and you've actually seen Elvis in person, or you have any cool Elvis stories, I'd love hearing Elvis stories. So write down in the comments below, and I'll give you a chat back. Until then, sexy monkeys, I will see y'all later.